Hello, I'm Chrissy Seaton. Today my video is about the Book of Psalms. I think the Book of Psalms is as relevant today as it was when it was first written. There is not one psalm that doesn't have a line or a phrase or a message that resonates within our hearts at different times, and particularly when we're looking to read something in a time of when we want to be contemplative, or when we are praying for something in particular or celebrating something, and we always are drawn to a particular psalm, and we all have favourite psalms which we go to many times. So I say never underestimate the power of the psalms. They're a great way to prepare for study, or prepare for a challenge you may have in life. They're just a comfort. I think that the psalms are medication for your soul, and you always feel better after you read a psalm, or one or two, or even more. All the applications in our lives, the milestones in our lives, etc., do draw us to certain either Bible readings or psalms, and that's a normal response that I think most people have. So I'm just going to look at, show you the particular psalms or the book or edition that I use, and it's a pocket size. And if you would like a copy, you can go to my website, because there'll be a link provided of where you can purchase this particular copy or particular edition of the Psalms. Now, there is a website in Australia, and there is also a website, an international website, for those of you who don't live in Australia. But I will just describe the book. It's an Art Scroll series, and it's the Shostenstein edition, and it says the Book of Psalms with interlinear translations. Now what that means is the Hebrew is written above. I'll just show you. The Hebrew will be written here, and then directly underneath it you will see the English, and it'll be phrase by phrase, word by word, so you know you're actually reading from an authentic, unadulterated version of the Psalms. And then beneath that, each psalm, there will be an explanation about the psalm, a historical fact or a point of interest. So that commentary will add to the value and of each psalm you're reading. It makes it more meaningful, and it explains things beautifully. Now, when you are reading the Psalms in this edition, it is read differently than we would read a full English version of a book or the Psalms. So in Western culture, we read from the front cover and go that way. But when you are reading a Hebrew, it starts from what we would call the back end of the book. So this is actually the front page, and it's at the back. And the same when you're reading the interlinear version, the explanations in English will be read not from left to right as we would normally read our books, but it will be from the right side of the page towards the left. And just to give you a little example of how to read it, although you will get written instructions in this booklet, I will just quote a couple of verses out of Psalm 23. Now, I've chosen Psalm 23 because I think most everybody has at some stage heard it, or some know it very well. It's used in all faiths throughout the world. So I'll just read a couple of verses with my finger underneath, so you can get an idea of how you read this. So we're going to start on the right hand side, and Psalm 23 says, a psalm by David. Hashem is my shepherd, I shall not lack. In lush meadows, he lays me down beside tranquil waters. That's all. I see how you can see the English. And then you have this beautiful explanation which underneath, and that'll be numbered. Each psalm will have its own numbered explanation. Now, this has also a list in the front of psalms you can read for many and varied occasions, like weddings, etc., birth of a child, a death, etc. And the over towards the end here, there is also additional prayers. It says here, there's additional lists of prayers you can read for certain occasions and things. And so you're never lost for something, you know, an appropriate prayer or something like that will always turn up if you just refer back to the index at the back there. There is one particular psalm, it's called Psalm 15, and I always feel this resonates with Noahides. There's just something about it. I call it my Noahide psalm. And Psalm 15, and it says, the way to come closer to God is to be generous and honest towards men. And I suggest you all read that psalm. It's beautifully worded, and it really says what a righteous person is. And it just has meaning for Noahides. The practice of reading psalms, it reinforces our contemplative approach towards prayer. And sometimes when we want to say prayers or talk to God, we're not quite too sure where to begin, how to start. You know, the mind's racing, the heart's racing, etc. So sometimes just sitting quietly and reading one or two psalms just settles you. It puts you in a restful place, a peaceful place where you can continue with saying your prayers. And you can just, you don't have to say set prayers. You can just speak from your heart. And God really likes to hear those heartfelt requests and sounds of praise coming from us. So it doesn't matter if you stumble over words. It doesn't matter if you quite get it as fluent as you think it should be. He knows what's in your heart. He knows. So talk to him each day. And certainly the Psalms will give you a really good head start to get into that mode of prayer and praise. The links I will provide, and they will be on my website. Now, this is available in Australia, and also there's an international link you can go to. So just check out the links on my website for where this is available. The other thing I would like to mention to you is that starting in November, which is coming up close, I am considering doing 2 videos a week. So far I've only been doing 1 video a week, but I have had a good response, and so I may start doing 2 videos a week, hopefully early in November. And the other thing is, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe button, ring the bell so you're alerted to when there's a new video, and please do use your book of Psalms, and it's just a wonderful tool for you to have. God bless you all and take care.